That was disgusting. I feel like I need to scrub myself. Ah!
Hey, buddy. I warmed it up for you.
Why do I do this to myself? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I'm BRAVExHERO, and in today I've got a good one for you. Now, we all know hunters love their exotics. They love their stompies, they love their dragon shadows, and they love their worm husk. And don't get me wrong, if you're going to be competitive, sure, use one of those. But if you really want to take advantage of Stasis, you really want to make the most of the Revenant subclass, then I've got a video for you. We're going to be talking about 5 exotics that can take your Stasis subclass from 0 to hero in no time. But before we get into the video, like always, do me a huge favor, guys, and hit that like button. We are rolling to 30,000, inching our way to YouTube world domination. So again, guys, thank you so much for the help. Without further delay, let's get into our first exotic. We're gonna have the exotic, the 6 Coyote, with the exotic perk Double Dodge. Gain a second dodge charge. Now, hear me out. With Stasis, you have the aspect Winter Shroud. This one here is dodging slows nearby targets. So you have 2 dodges and you slow nearby targets. What does that mean? If you've ever seen any footage from Destiny 1, Night Stalker used to have 2 dodges. Take that same exact concept, but put it in Destiny 2 with the 6 Coyote. Now you're gonna have 2 dodges, but not only that, every time you dodge, you are gonna slow your opponent, giving you the upper hand and the opportunity to engage multiple enemies. This is why I feel like this exotic has a lot of play potential in the current season. Stasis is up and coming. Stasis is what everybody's utilizing. And if you want to take advantage of Winter Shroud, what other way to do it than being able to dodge twice and slow your enemies? If I had to rate this exotic for its lethality in PvP, I'm going to give it about a 7 out of 10, maybe an 8 out of 10, because if you know how to utilize your dodge properly, you can really take advantage of this exotic and its ability to double dodge. Again, if you're looking to take on multiple enemies, this is an exotic that gives you the upper hand. Moving on, we're going to have the Gemini Gestures coming up with its exotic perk Misdirection. Dodging disorients nearby enemies and temporarily removes their radar. Let me read that first part right there. Dodging disorients nearby enemies. Let's pair that alongside Winter Shroud, the aspect for the Revenant subclass. So now you're dodging, you're going to slow your enemies, and you're going to disorient them and take their radar. It's like a triple whammy right there. Guys, what can I tell you about this exotic? It does work. I don't care if you're in quick play. I don't care if you are in comp or survival. If I had to rate this exotic for its lethality in PvP, this one's gonna sit up there next to the 6 Coyote. About a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, depending on what game mode you're playing. I can see this being extremely deadly in trials and in survival. In those game modes, I'm gonna have to put it at an 8.5. When it comes to Stasis, abilities are everything. You want to be able to freeze more people. You want to be able to throw more melees. You want to be able to do every single ability as often as possible, which brings us to our next exotic, the Frosties. Now, with this exotic perk, Rapid Cooldown, increased grenade, melee, and dodge regeneration while sprinting. Dodging increases your sprint speed. In a meta where Stasis runs rampant and abilities run rampant, anybody is going to want to get their abilities back quickly. This is where Frosties kick in. You're always going to be sprinting around the map, and by doing so, you're going to be recharging your grenade, your melee, and your dodge ability. And again, pairing this alongside the Winter Shroud, trying to get the most out of it. When you dodge, you not only will be increasing your sprint speed, but you'll also be slowing any nearby targets with Winter Shroud. On top of that, if you're running something like a Gambler's Dodge, you now will be getting your melee back, a fully charged melee. Rating this exotic's lethality in PvP, talking about quick play first. On quick play, I'm gonna have to give this about a 9 out of 10. You're gonna see so many abilities come back in quick play because you're running around the map trying to find people to kill. Now, moving into survival and trials, I'm also gonna have to give it a 9 in survival and trials. And the main reason for that is teams like to play more passive when it comes to trials. By doing so, running around the map, sprinting, you'll be able to get your grenade ability back, your melee ability back, and that's going to assist you in freezing targets and being able to capitalize on them. Being able to freeze a target behind a wall in trials gives you an opening to make a play. This next exotic we have on the list has a double ranking. And the reason why I say it has a double ranking is because if you're a novice and you're utilizing this, it's probably going to rank like at a 5 out of 10 for you. But if you are somebody who's well versed in the Crucible and knows how to take advantage of this exotic, we're looking at a 8 out of 10, something that ranks up there with the other exotics. We're gonna have the exotic, the Bombadiers, with the exotic perk Parting Gift. Dodging leaves behind an explosive that detonates after a short delay, damaging enemies around it. Let me first start off by saying no, you can't just dodge near an enemy and expect the Bombadiers to kill the target. It doesn't work like that. You have to deal some sort of damage. This is where the skill gap comes into play with the Bombadiers. This is why I said if you're a novice, you're probably not going to find much use out of this. But if you're someone who spends all their time in the Crucible and you're a hunter through and through, you're going to have a blast with this exotic. Going into groups of people, dealing damage left and right, throwing some shurikens, dodging, slowing your enemies down with Winter Shroud, and leaving the bomb from the Bombadiers, you're going to see double and triple kills left and right. Like I said, if you're an expert player, you're a well-versed Crucible player, this ranks up there at 8 out of 10. A word of caution I do want to give, if you're utilizing this exotic, there are times where you're going to want to get a little froggy and try to jump into every fight. Slow it down a bit, pick your battles, and you'll see a lot of success with this exotic. Moving on to our final exotic of the list, we're going to have the Mask of Backgrous. With the exotic perk Light Shift, replaces your Stasis subclass dodge ability with a longer range, faster moving shift that partially cloaks you during use. After shifting, your arc weapons deal increased damage to combatants for a short time, and you deal increased damage to all slowed or encased combatants. If you are someone still crutching on your stompies, using the Dragon Shadow or the Worm Husk, you're really missing out on one of the best newest exotics of the season. If you've ever played Destiny 1 and utilized Blink for the Hunter on the Blade Dancer subclass, then all I can say is take that same subclass and give it 15 Red Bulls. Then you have the Mask of Backgrous. This mask does work. If you're looking to outplay your opponent, this is something I highly recommend. Yes, there is light shift that lasts for 10 seconds after you blink, so you won't be able to get your cooldown as fast, but there are ways to negate that. One thing I will say is if you're struggling to make plays with this exotic, I highly recommend you check out my Master Backgrous video. You can find that at the top and in the description. In that video, we break down some of the best ways to use this and how to hone its blink ability. This is the only exotic on the list that I will actually put up there into the 9 out of 10 category. And ranking it up with the Dragon Shadow, the Stompies, and the Worm Husk, this is the only current exotic that actually gives them competition. Overall, it's a new season. There's a lot of cool new things happening. You don't always have to use the Stompies. You don't always have to use the Dragon Shadow, the Worm Husk. I know they're super competitive. Maybe you're going to trials. But if you're going into quick play, you're going into survival, I highly recommend you try one of these exotics out. You might find something you like. We've all been there. I know we've all been there. We start inspecting the other team and we see that one guy with a dire promise and Stompies. You're like,
oh, this try hard.
Be different, guys. Enjoy the game a little bit. Try different exotics for the subclass, the Revenant. You're going to enjoy it. With that, thank you so much for watching, guys. Do me a huge favor. If you enjoy videos like this, guys, I'm pumping them out. If you're enjoying these videos, then do me a huge favor and like the video and share with your friends. If you're new to the channel, again, I'm BRAVExHERO, and this is what you can expect on the channel. Lots of good gameplay, lots of crazy builds, lots of talking points like this. Subscribe if you're new. Other than that, like always, I'll see you guys in the next video.